is because there's $1 trillion in federal aid that is sitting on the desk of senators in Washington, D.C. $1 trillion. $1 trillion of support that can come down and help cities like New Bedford. Money that we fought for, that I fought for to help firefighters in that first CARES package. Money that can come here and make sure that we don't have to make compromises when it comes to our public safety. This is why we need help.
One of the first things I did was recommission Engine 8, because you need the ability to knock down a fire. You need the ability for the cavalry to come when you need them. And there's absolutely no reason at this point, and I can tell you no reason at this point to make any cuts in public safety, to make any cuts in the fire department. There's a simple reason for it. When these cuts were made, we didn't know what the state was going to do. The state level funded the cherry sheet. So we start with the same money that we did last year. So we don't have a financial crisis at this time. We don't have a reason to cut, to put people in jeopardy. We have the ability right now to sit down and hold tight, work together, make sure that we have the configuration that we need. We're already doing something down in the south end, which is a little bit precarious to begin with. We don't want to do it up here. Now the last thing is as simply as this, it's priorities. The priority of the government of this city, let alone the mayor, but the government of the city, is to keep the people safe.
Here's the reality, folks. We have $7.8 million in our rainy day stabilization fund account. If the COVID-19 pandemic is not cause for a rainy day, I don't know what is. Remember that. We cannot be cutting public safety during the midst of a national and global pandemic. It is very, very questionable at best public policy to do so.
Listen, this is my ward, and it's very important that we fight to make sure that public safety is a #1 issue in our city. We all have tough choices to make, but our safety should not be one of them. And that's something that we cannot lose in Ward 2. I want to thank you guys for everything you do for us. And you will never be forgotten by me or anyone else on the city council. We understand that the mayor needs to make tough decisions, but this is not one of them.
It's not just about Engine 8, it's about the entire fire department. It's about staffing the fire department at the levels that it needs to be staffed to keep the entire city safe. You know, I was talking to a gentleman, he said, you know, when we had the freeze parade a couple years ago, it was Engine 8 that helped him when he passed out during the heat. 3 years ago when we had an issue during one of the parades down the street, it was this engine that helped the person as she was running into cars. The fire department goes to more than just fires. There are public safety officials that are always there when 911 is called. We need to be there for them as they are for us.
Engine 8 is a prime example of a piece that you don't take off. You do not take it off. It is a last resort to even think about it. And that's what our government has to understand right now. Our council does. Our mayor, who jumped the gun when he made the cuts, now should know that the money is there. In his State of the City the other day, he said, I'm not worried now about this year so much. I'm not even worried so much about next year. I'm worried about the years after. I worried about a day at a time, because I knew if you kept the family safe a day at a time, you got a good night's sleep and you got up ready to go the next day.
Can't close the station. We can't have the Quint moving through this area. It won't move as quick as that engine piece will. You stay strong. We stay together. We keep Station 8 open.
Yes.
Let me hear it. We keep Station open. Station 8 open. You don't take no more, Mayor Mitchell. You can't take no more. You're playing jeopardy with the firefighters of this city and the people of these neighborhoods across this city.